Funny story. I think we just had another year of the cat back in 2023. I don't know if y'all like any Al Stewart, but around here we're just silly with it. In the year of the cat. Video response to Sned. One, great to see a video from you. Two, the opening of your vid. I gotta be honest, man, and I'm just speaking for myself. I'm not a huge news aficionado. Naturally, some things the internet throws right up into my face while I'm searching for other things. But I had no idea about any sort of political strife over in your neck of the woods. We had our election. We had the big old thing of TikTok being shut down and then turned back on. Honestly, I think it just goes to serve, really proves the case of a distraction in the year of the cat. But you mentioned us being a few years ahead of you, having a populist president such as Trump, and populist in the standpoint of a little more progressive, which the way the political climate has evolved in America, a progressive is almost like centrist in a way, so a conservative then becomes regressive. So in a way, you have Trump, if I had to categorize him, would be a populist regressive, which goes back to the branding, making America great again. Like, when was it, for us, when was it great? When was it great for everybody? Or when was it great for the voting thing? But if we look at what the dream is, there's a dream of a nation being great. But thank you for sharing what's going on in your neck of the woods. And you really sound educated and invested in it. And I was wondering, one, I really hear what you're saying with if the wrong populist comes around and says the right things, or heaven forbid blames it on a class of people, which just true facts. I heard a little bit of classism in your voice as far as blaming the rich for getting richer, but I don't know if that means you're blaming the rich directly, because over here we've got this whole eat the rich thing that's so popular. You blame millionaires, get this, millionaires blaming billionaires for the woes of the world, and then they take the numbers of high finance and net worth and then put it against the percentage of taxation, as if taxation is a solution, that whole paying their fair share, and put you to the point of class warfare. I mean, class warfare is the easiest thing to take advantage of. Like, you got the haves and then the have-nots. And austerity for the have-nots is a pretty serious thing, especially when you're talking about government spending propping up a GDP like what you're saying. It's a complicated factor. And against a huge macro debt load like what the United States has, and I'm assuming what Great Britain has as well, and you got potentially a recipe for disaster if that's not balanced correctly. If you can't sell those machine guns and the jet fighters to Saudi Arabia, what are you gonna do, man? If you can't sanction billions and billions of dollars from Russia, give it to the Ukraine, and then have the Ukraine buy jet fighters from you, how on earth are you going to pay for Social Security? You know what I mean, man? What you're saying about Brexit, that's interesting. That's almost the people talking, because, and back over on your neck of the woods, showing, the will of the people. What does the EU have to offer a country like England? Also, what does the EU have to offer a country like Germany? Which, man, everything going on politically notwithstanding, if we don't like what Russia is doing, why the fuck are we buying oil from them? It blows my damn mind. And say from America's standpoint, if China is considered an aggressor and a hostile nation, why are we doing business with them? It doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. And maybe Trump's, for us, the guy that can make sense of that or get it reined in or explain it in a way. But he's not exactly the best orator or explainer. You know, he has his... I put it mildly that he's not a good speaker. In closing, it's fascinating, Sned, that you said we're 4 years ahead of you when I was told by a pastor over here, a Protestant pastor, he mentioned how Europe and England is 10 years ahead of us socially, like the way the community is, or how progressive society is with its restrictive rights of expression and stuff.
Really?
But, all right, everybody. Sorry for the mishmash video. I'm sure it didn't make any sense, but great to see a video from Sned, and hope everybody's doing well.